And where did this start?
Well, we were really struck by the problem in policymaking whereby non-urgent but still really important issues are often overlooked, and because there are so many important issues on the day-to-day, the economic crises, Brexit, and there's comparatively little effort or attention on issues that are not particularly urgent in the short term or the year to year, but over the long term are of vital importance to the future of the UK and the planet as a whole, such as existential risks, of course. And this really was pointed out in, I think, a 2016 paper of the Global Priorities Project in the Oxford Martin School, that one unexplored research area was how to represent future generations in Parliament. And we really thought, wow, okay, that's an area that we can explore in this research.
So, an all-party parliamentary group on future generations to make sure that the interests of future generations are represented in Parliament. What are some of the ideas you have for the specific things this group might do, how it would actually engage with parliamentarians, engage with legislation, engage with the wider public?
Well, an APPG has a lot of potential. It can hold inquiries, it can hold events in Parliament. Through its parliamentarians, you can ask parliamentary questions, you can engage in debates. So there's heaps of scope there. The key thing is at this stage is to get parliamentarians on board. We already have some promising signs of interest, but certainly looking for more at this stage.
And obviously the APPG was a recommendation that came out of your research, and it's very good to see you actually working to make that a reality. Were there any other kind of findings that you had about how to get these things set up, how to make them succeed, how to avoid failure? Because obviously lots of these things have started and actually are no longer around.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are a few key factors that can make them successful or not. One of those is definitely independence, or lack thereof. And when you have a body that's independent, it's a lot harder to close it when the politics becomes inconvenient. But probably the main factor that we found led to these institutions being at least long-lasting was a strong public support. Definitely cross-party support, but also engagement by universities and academics and NGOs and wider society, really.
And if people are interested in the idea, in supporting it, are there things that they could do with their own parliamentarian to, give us a hand in getting the interest there and getting this set up?
Certainly. We'd really appreciate it if anybody who is interested could write a letter to their local MP, because we've found that when MPs are pressed by their own constituents, that can be a really good way to get them on board.
There's a lot more future than the Brexit negotiations that's up for stake at the moment.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much, Natalie Jones, for coming and talking to me about this important project, and I hope it succeeds.
Okay,
Lovely.
thank you very much.
Thank you.